Daf Chavav Amud Aleph at the Mishnah. And the schus of our learning panacea. And therefore Shalem for everyone that needs. Mishnah says a Pais Ashlishi, the third lottery. What was the first one? Trumas Hadeshin. What came along with the Trumas Hadeshin? Remember? There's also you could also put up the wood, I think. That was all the first lottery. Second lottery, the second lottery were the 13 Kayanim doing the carbon tamid. The third lottery is the Keteris. It says, Chadashim Lekteris Balvi. So they made this announcement. Whoever has never performed the Keteris, come and make a lottery. Maybe you'll be able to do it this time. So in Vaharavi, Chadashim and Yishanim, the fourth lottery, that doesn't matter if you did it before. Even Chadashim im Yishanim, new people and old people. Mi malei varmin akevish l'mizbeach. Tell me again. Not in the Keteris. I'm talking about the daily Keteris. Pras b'shachris, pras b'navayim. That's the daily Keteris. You could only do once. So, and then we have the fourth lottery, and that was who's going to take the limbs that are on the lower half of the ramp up to the top of the altar. It's unclear how many people are in this lottery. Some say that it's one kayan. It took 13 kayanim, or actually 6 kayanim, to get everything up to all the parts of the animal up to the ramp. And now one kayan just goes up and down the ramp, bringing everything up. So, or it's another 6. Each one, as it was divided before. It's machlekes rishonim. Okay. Tana was taught in a Bryce. Good morning. No one ever did the Keteris twice. My timer. What's the reason? Because it makes you wealthy. Yeah, there's different ways of understanding. What's the problem with doing it twice? Sounds even better. Maybe the Mefarshim don't say this, but maybe Rabbi Sachs, Alav Shalom, in this week's parsha, he writes about that although we're capitalists, but we have a limit to it because of Shemitah and Yovel. So it's sort of put in check where, even if you sell property in this, you can't really. There's things in place there that make that. So they didn't want people to become fabulously wealthy, make this huge gap, and but that's not what it says. What it says here is that they wanted to spread the wealth. They didn't let you do it twice. They wanted to give it's for other people to get a chance. Okay. There's a Ramah in Hilchos Mila that says that based on this, you shouldn't be a sandik twice for the same family. It's a Ramah. And the Gra argues on that term. It says that the sandik becomes wealthy. The Gra argues on a few accounts. One of them is that why does it have to be in the same family? Once you're sandik once, we should never be sandik again. And also, we see that people are sandik and they've been by experiment. Okay, the way they answer that is you have to be a sandik for both. You have to be a sandik Muhammad and a sandik Miyoshev. They usually divide it out. So. And then if you find out it still doesn't work, then they'll come up with another one that you have to be the Mayal also. It was Rebbe Beleger held that the sandik should be the Mayal. Yeah, this Yeah, like you would hold the baby and somehow do the meal at the same. But that was like okay. That's Reb Leibeleg is Reb Tzadok HaKaim. They have these letters back and forth with Reb Leibeleg and Reb Tzadok HaKaim. They were friends. Okay. Amar Lei Rav Papa La Abaya. Rav Papa says to his teacher Abaya, my timer. Why are you saying that the Keteris makes you wealthy? Maybe it's because it says in the pasuk in Azino, I think. Yasimu Keteris. No, this is in V'zayis Bracha. This is in V'zayis Bracha, I think, right? Yasimu Keteris Ba'atecha. And then it says V'chol Mispachecha. V'ksiv Basrei Baruch Hashem Chelei. It says you'll put the Keteris. I guess the smell will go into your nostrils, and Hashem will bless your strength. That means that you're going to get blessing. What does blessing mean? Get wealthy. The Gemara says, if you read that pasuk, the second part of the pasuk is so the first part of the pasuk is keteris. The second part of the pasuk is a korban oila. The chalal, be entirely burnt on your altar. And then it concludes, Baruch Hashem Chelei, that Hashem will make you wealthy. So if it's talking about the keteris, it's talking about the oila also. And we never came up with the problem of doing the oila offering, that one person should do the oila offering a second time. We never said that was an issue. Why by the keteris only? If it's based on this pasuk, the oila probably also makes you wealthy. Amalei ha shchicha v'holei shchicha. The way Rashi learns this is that it's probably talking about you probably get wealthy from the things that are uncommon, things that are frequent. You probably it's not going to give you wealth. It's only those rare things. So because the keteris is less frequent than the oila, why is the keteris less frequent? Because it was never a donation keteris. It was the limit. The max was twice a day. That was the minimum also. But it was twice a day. And oila could be many, many times a day. So therefore, the blessing would come probably from what was less frequent. Yeah, there's other pshatim here. On the pshatim that maybe what the Gemara is asking is, why didn't we make, if the oila also makes you rich, why didn't we make a decree that you should only do the oila once? So the answer to that, the Gemara is answering, is that oila shchicha. It's impossible to make that decree. We'll never be able to. We're going to run out of kayanim. So by the keteris, we can make that decree because it's infrequent. It's not so frequent. So you'll be able to say that if you did it before, don't do it again. But by the oila, we won't be able to say that because it's so common. That's, I think, the Ritva learns like that. Okay, Amar Rava. Based on these psukim that we quoted, V'zayis Bracha, we say, "Lemishkachas tzurva merabanan demayri ela da'asim mishevet Levi and mishevet Yisachar." You don't find a young Torah scholar that could be a paisek, a paskin, unless he's from Shevet Levi or from Shevet Yisachar. Where do you see this? Levi, Tiksiv, Yeri Mishpetach Aliyakit. It's in the pasuk over there in V'zayis Bracha. Yisachar, where do you see the he paskins the laws for Yaakov? Yisachar, where do you see that? Tiksiv, B'nei Yisachar, Yoyde Bina Liitim Ladas Mayasi Yisrael. The children of Yisachar, they know the understanding of the times, to know what the Jewish people should do. It's referring also to the Gemara used it that they were able to make calendars. They knew the calculations of the months. Hence the Sefer, the Bnei Yisachar. It's all about the months of the year. Right? Okay. The Gemara says, "Ve'im Yehuda Nami." The Ksiv Yehuda Mechayiki. It's a pasuk in Tehillim. It says Yehuda is the lawgiver. So, yeah, there's the Ibn Ezra is a very hard sefer to learn. He writes very short, and it's a lot of dikduk. remember when I was in yeshiva, someone came over to me and says, "Can you just tell me what this means?" He showed me like a little tiny evidence. It was like 2 words. I didn't have a clue. I read it 100 times. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. Okay, so you need a commentary to learn Ebenezer. So it was an old sefer, Yehuda. That's what it's called. It's online actually. And Das, Das is the website. Yehuda was written by someone Yehuda Leib Krinsky, and he wrote it. This was for years. This was the sefer to use for learn Ebenezer. Now there's better, but anyway. So what's going on? We have Levi and Yisachar, and we're asking, what about Yehuda? We have another pasuk that says that Yehuda is a lawgiver. Why can't there be, based on that pasuk, there should be young Torah scholars that are pasking from Yehuda as well. Gemara says, "Asuki shmaita aliba de hilchasa kamina." We're talking about learning the sugya according to the halacha. I don't know what the contrast is. What does it mean, Machakike Yehuda? What is it referring to? Beryl doesn't say, but Machakike Yehuda. Okay, so therefore, Yehuda does what? I don't know. But Levi and Yisachar, they're able to learn the whole sugya and come out with the halacha. Versus what? I'm not sure. What is Yehuda doing? Just no. They have to be doing some sort of psak. Mechayik is to paskin, is to decisive. The question is, what is it just maybe takanas, xeris? I don't know. But any comment over there? What does it say? Great scholars and people and so abstract analysis of the Torah because legal principles So what he's saying, meaning one is probably just figuring out that for one is maybe he's saying this is coming out that even though mechayike usually means that it's decisive, that's what I would assume. But he's saying that no, Yehuda is just learning, just like Pilpulim. And Levi and Yisachar are the ones that are really giving the psak. Oh yeah, Rabba and Rabbi Yosef, right? Rabba and Yosef. That's right, very good. Hilarious. Okay. I'm Rabbi Yechanan. Rabbi Yechanan says, "Ein mefaisin al tamid shel bein arbayim al claim to zecha b'shachar zecha b'yarvis." How would they decide the afternoon korban tamid? Said there was no other PS. There was only 4 a day. So who would do the afternoon korban tamid? Well, it would be the same people that did it in the morning. Gemara says, "Meisvei, kshem shemefaisin shachris kach mefaisin ben arbayim." It's a big problem. It says that they would do a PS in the afternoon. What's Rabbi Yechanan going to do? He says that they didn't. Right? So the Gemara says, "Kitan yehi b'kteres." It's simple teretz. Remember we said that kteres, you have to be the first. You can't do it twice. So the kteres was done half in the morning, half in the afternoon, half of that measurement. So that means in the afternoon you needed someone else. Obviously, there's someone else that had to decide based on a lottery. So when it says that you're mefayas in the afternoon, you do the lottery in the afternoon, that's the kteres. But Rabbi Yechanan was talking about the korban tamid, which the same people that did it in the morning did it in the afternoon. Yeah, this is sort of like when they give you psicha, you have to remember to go back and close the Dvar Musa. The same guy that opens it has to go, right? So if you did they call you back. The same way the guy usually forgets. If say you're forgetting, let's say it's the afternoon, the korban tamid. But Tanya, 1 second. We have another brisa. We have a problem. The pronoun loy means it or him. Just like we do a lottery for him, for it, in the masculine, which is referring to the carbon tamid. They also do it in the evening, but it means in the afternoon. It can't mean the evening. Now, the masculine pronoun tells me that it's the carbon tamid. The Gemara says, "Ema la." Say it's not la, it's la. Adjust it a little bit. Say it's a feminine pronoun, and therefore k'tayres would be the feminine. Okay, that was an easy one. V'hatanya, but we have another brayso that says Kshem shemafaysin leishachas kach mafaysin le'arvis, and Kshem shemafaysin lashachas kach mafaysin la'arvis. Now we're stuck because now it says double, and the first one says loy, and the second one says la. Now you're not going to be able to switch it. You already did just like you do a lottery for the carbon tamid in the morning, so you do for the afternoon, and just like you did for the ketairas, so you're doing that. You can't say that it's both the ketairas. The kasha and Rabbi Yochanan. Amar Rav Shmuel bar Rabbi Yitzchak hacha b'Shabbos askin and hayel mishmaris mischadshis. Here's our teretz. On Shabbos, they would switch. In the afternoon, the new group would already come in and start to do the work. They were both groups were there for Shabbos. So instead of the person doing it that did it in the morning doing it in the afternoon, on Shabbos was an exception. On Shabbos, it was a new group that was doing it in the afternoon. According to the way that you understood originally, that you would do another piyas, the pishla payasis. You have too many lotteries. You told me there's only 4 lotteries. Turns out that you have extra lotteries now. If you would have thought that you actually have to do another lottery to decide who's going to do this in the afternoon, so you have more than 4 lotteries. The Gemara says no. Maisikulu mitzafra. Maisikulu mitzafra asu the zachi b'shafra zachi the zachi bar v'zachi. Yeah. Maisikulu. What is the Maisikulu? Yeah. So the lottery was all done in the morning. So I guess there were more lotteries, but it means I guess we'd have to use that answer that the gathering for the lottery was done in the morning. So there are 4 gatherings for the lotteries, right? And it was done then. So that was done only 4 times. That would resolve that issue. I remember by the slichas, it says that the one that says slichas, you should daven for the Amen the rest of the day. Yeah, that's what it says. We don't follow that, but that's what it says in Shulchan Aruch. Okay. The 4th lottery. What was the 4th lottery? We said who's going to bring the limbs from the bottom half of the ramp to the mizbeah. Put them on the altar. Gemara says Masnisin like Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. This does not fit with Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov is a major opinion in these subjects. He's the author of Masechtas Tamid, right? Is that what we said? Tamid or Midas Tamid, I think. The Tanan, as it was taught in the Mishnah in Tamid, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov Aimer, Hamalei Varm Lekevitz, Humalei Salam Mizbeah. You don't do another lottery for that. You put them down, but you come back and then you bring it up. And here we're saying that you get either someone else or 6 other people to bring it up, right? That's Machlekes Rishonim. So this Mishnah that says that you have this extra lottery doesn't fit with Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Okay, but my commitment, what is the Machlekes between our Mishnah that says there's 4 lotteries and Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov that says that you don't do this 4th one? So Mar Savar Breivam Hadras Melech, Mar Savar Makam Shchina Lava Yachara. The first opinion, our opinion, says that you should try to get more people to do the service. Breivam Hadras Melech. The more people that you get involved, the more beautiful it looks for Hashem. More people doing the work. This is also very good to control the crowds also. At least in the classroom, you give everyone a job, everyone like feels like they're doing something, participating, going on a trip, you take care of this, you take care of that. Right? It helps. But it's also Hadras Melech. It also looks good. So many people are involved. Everyone's many hands, right? The other opinion is Makam Shchina Lavei Rechara. You're making it look that you don't want to finish the job. You just do half of it and then you leave. We have to get someone else to come in to finish what you started. That doesn't look good. So Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, that's Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, he says, no, come back and finish the job. The one that does it psicha, right? Amar Rava says, Lei Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov is Lei Rabbi Yehuda. Lei Rabbi Yehuda is Lei Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Rava has an interesting comment. We mentioned yesterday, if you have a regular Gemara, on the top of Chafei Yom Beis, we said Tashma Rabbi Yehuda Amar Lo Yapayas Lamachta. That's what we learned yesterday. In order to do the Ketores, you needed someone to hold the Ketores, the incense, and someone else to bring the coals from the outside fire, to bring it inside and to put it down, and you would put the Ketores on top of it. Now, who was that person? Rabbi Yehuda said that person, there was no lottery for that person. You just told your friend, whoever was supposed to do the Ketores, just told his friend, get the coals from me and join me, and you put it down and I'll do the... So you would just tell someone. Now, according to Rabbi Yehuda, I don't have a lottery for the machta. Machta is the fire pan to bring in the coals. However, according to Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, I don't have a lottery for who's going to bring the limbs from the lower half of the ramp to the mizbeah. So each of them delete one pious, one lottery. Rabbi Yehuda deletes the fire pan, and Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov deletes the bringing the limbs from the lower half of the mizbeah up. So Rava tells me that Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov doesn't hold of Rabbi Yehuda. That way, at least I have four payasas. Doesn't hold of Rabbi Yehuda, so he has an extra pious, an extra lottery for the fire pan. And Rabbi Yehuda doesn't hold of Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. He doesn't have the fire pan, but at least he has who's going to bring the limbs from the bottom up. So they each have four. Whichever one the other one takes out, the other one puts in. Okay. If you don't say this, then you're missing in the lotteries. But if you find the Tana that's going to say that there's actually five, who the like Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, but the like Rabbi Yehuda. He's going to hold that you have the lottery of who's going to bring it up from the lower half of the altar, lower half of the ramp to the top of the altar. So we'll have the fourth lottery. And he'll also have the extra lottery for the fire pan of the Ketores. And that will be five. Okay. We have a new Mishnah. Tamid Karev Betisha, Basara, Ba'achadasar, Mishnei Masar, Leipachas, V'leyaser. The carbon Tamid has 9 Kayanim participating, could be 10, could be 11, could be 12, but you never have 8 or 13. No more, no less. Kate said, how is this? Atzma is the test. If you just have a regular day, right? Just a plain drink. Well, is that the advertisement for Red Label or something? Just a regular day, nothing special. That was 9 kayanim. What were those 9? That was 5 for the limbs, plus the innards was 6, plus the flour was 7, plus the chavitin, which was the carbon of the kain gadol, that it was his money, but the kain brought it. That's 8, and the wine was 9. That was the regular day. Okay, what were the first five? The head and the foot and the two, in the tail and the leg and the two sides and the chas and the geira, in the two hands. That was the five. It was divided up. We learned yesterday. Okay. The chag, when it's sukkis, someone had to bring the water. On sukkis they poured water on the mizbeach, nisach hamayim. So they needed one more kayan to do that. So there were 10. Binar bayim in the afternoon on a regular day. On a regular day in the afternoon, ba'achadasa, there was 11. Who atzmei betishna, b'shnayim b'yadav shnei gezriyetzim. They had to replace the wood by the afternoon, so you needed another 2 kainim to bring the wood. Now there were 2 slabs of wood, so each one would bring 1 slab. Now what happened in the morning? You hadn't needed wood in the morning also. So the answer to that is that the wood was brought by the first pious, the one that did the Chumas Adesha. So that covered that. I think we said that in the Mishnah. Here's a shame. Was that pious Harisha? I don't see it in the Mishnah, but we must have learned it in the Gemara. Yeah. So that was done before this second piece where you had the 13. Why did we say in the Mishnah 13? Because of the Shechita. The 13. No. Why did we say in that Mishnah before that there were 13? Shleisha Sukainim Zachabay, that included the Shechita. That was including all of the Shechita, the Zrika, the Dishon. Now we're talking about just the carbon itself. Just the carbon itself is only 9. Yeah. Now, if you throw in another 2 slabs of wood, then it's 11. Right? Obviously, on Sukkot, they didn't do, we're going to see in the Gemara, they didn't do the Nesach HaMayim in the afternoon, because then you would have 12 there. Okay, let's see. Shabbos, Bachar Asar. On Shabbos, there were 11 also. Why? Hu Atzmei B'Tisha. The carbon Tamid itself had 9 kayanim. And then you had the 2 spoons of frankincense that were on the. So the carbon Tamid was the same. And together with that, so let's see like this. Here we're talking about the carbon Tamid Shel Shachar. The Nisach HaMayim was then. But if it's on Shabbos, so I didn't have the wood coming in the morning. The wood came in the afternoon, or in the morning it came earlier. So it wasn't part of this. So the only thing I have in the regular Shabbos morning that would make it till 11 was because I had the extra 2 spoonfuls that came from the showbread. That Gemara that spoke about the showbread, the kayanim, they take it in, we learned the menachas. All of that had to be done in the morning on Shabbos. They would take it out in the morning. Probably before the challenge. So now, Shabbos, Shabbatei Chachag, what about Shabbos on Sukkot? Okay, so that's going to bring it to 12. Is that the only case where it's 12? Yeah, everything else is only 11. That was the most. The only one that's 12 is Shabbos morning on Sukkot. Yeah, it's like the 3 Sifrei Torah they take out. Okay. Amar Rababa Vitema Rami Barchama Vitema Rabbi Yechanan. Rababa, some say Rami Barchama. Some say Rabbi Yechanan said it. Ein menaschen mayim b'chag ela b'tamid shel shachar. Nisach hamayim was only done in the morning. On Sukkot. It was only in the morning. We think about the whole celebration at night. That was before they went to draw the water. When it came time to dancing and juggling and all of that, and then by dawn they went to get the water, and then they got the water, and then they poured it. They first celebrated, and then the celebration was before. So it concluded with the pouring of the water. Oh, wow. Like having the whole dancing, and then we're going like before the wedding. Yeah, the wedding was at the end. So, Mimai, where do you know this from? It says Shabbos during the holiday, during Sukkot. One of them held a jug of water that made it till 12. You'll have 12 in the weekday as well. Why? And then it's worse. On Shabbos you'll have 13. But on the weekday you'll have 12. We said there's only once that you have 12. But a regular weekday afternoon, Tamid had 11 kayanim, because they had 9 plus 2 that were carrying the wood. If you also poured the water, you would have 12. Amar Ravashi. Okay, so that's a proof for Rabbi Yechanan or Rami Bar Chama that you don't pour the water in the afternoon. Amar Ravashi, Yafanan Nami Tanina. We have this really in a Brisa or a Mishnah. Manasich Amalai Hagbe Yadcha. Manasich, they would say, lift up your hands. They would tell the person to pour because one time there was a tzduki that didn't believe in pouring. He didn't believe that in this whole custom. So he poured the water just on his feet, barefoot. So and they pelted him with their esrogim. Yeah. Remember that? It said in the Mizbeach chip, right? It's Mishnayos and Sukkah, right? So when did they? Was it this guy and Hordes? What happened with Hordes? There was something also that they did. He got very insulted.
This was Alexander Yanai who they did. Who was the Kohen?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It doesn't say here what happened next.
He got rid of all the Rabbanan.
No, that was a different story. He had a private foreign mercenary army, and he brought them in, and they slaughtered everybody who was there for chakras with their esrogim. Says he killed 6,000 Fruma Yidden that day.
Is this in the Gemara? Does the Gemara say this? Is this?
I heard this in a lecture from Beryl Wine.
Oh, okay.
Looks like the same thing.
He says the same thing. Okay.
It's a different story when he killed the 800 Rabbanim.
That's when Shimon ben Shattach had to go into hiding and everyone ran away. That was
yeah.
Okay. What's our point here? That you shake lulav and esrog in the morning. So if that's the case, so the pouring of the water was done in the morning, not in the afternoon. See, this is the proof. Lulav and esrog is in the morning, not in the afternoon. So it must be that the pouring of the water, because in that story they pelted them with their esrogim. If it would have been in the afternoon, they wouldn't have had their esrogim on them. Unless mitzayim. Okay. Interesting raya. Tanya was brought in the Brisa. How do you know that the afternoon tamid requires 2 extra pieces of wood with 2 kayanim? Where did we know this from? So Shnemar v'archu eitzim, you should set up the wood. The meaning in the Tamid Shel Shachar. So I don't need that for the Tamid Shel Shachar, because the Tamid Shel Shachar, it says something else. It says, but it says that the kayin will burn on the fire wood in the morning. So what do I need the va'archu eitzim, that he's going to set up wood? That's another verse that says earlier, that's in Vayikra, this is in South. It says that he's going to set up wood. It must be that va'archu, that they will set up wood, arrange the wood. That's talking about the Tamid Shel Bein Arbayim. So because I don't need it for the morning, so today I'm on Tamid Shel Bein Arbayim. So you see, you need two kayanim to come and set up the wood. Maybe it's both talking about the Tamid Shel Shachar, and what it means to say is that you set up the wood once, and then you come and you set up the wood again. You have to put on more wood. Yeah? And you set up the fire. Unlike Baimer, I went with the students to the Reynolds Park camp. So they keep throwing in more wood. Oh, they were only there for a few hours, but they put in enough wood, like it would last till the morning, you know. So, but they don't know when to stop. They want to keep the fire bigger, so you keep throwing in. Okay, so maybe over here what it means is that you set up wood in the morning and then you throw on more wood. How do you know it's the afternoon? So the Gemara says, if I wanted to tell you to do that, then it would have used the same verb. They should burn on it. The Gemara says, no, that's not a proof. If it would have said a beer, in trey light, it means only one person comes, or maybe one piece of wood, but not two. And so therefore it has to tell me, therefore it has to tell me that first you put up one piece of wood, or maybe one kayan puts up two pieces of wood, I don't know. And then two kayanim come and put up two pieces of wood, but it's all in the morning. You still didn't get out of the problem of how do you know that it's in the afternoon? Maybe it's just you do a little bit extra in the morning. In Parshas Tavavir, Allah kayan eitzim babeka. So it says Ubir. That's something else. We're talking about in the also means consume, but destroy. So burning calories. So here we don't know that it means in the afternoon. So the Gemara says, if I wanted to tell you that first you do one kayan, then you do two kayanim, are putting up the wood. So then it would use the same verb twice. The fact that it uses a different verb, one is uvir and one is varach, but one means you should burn on it. The other one says that you should arrange on it. So shma mina kidet kamrinan, my uvir varach. Why does it say different expressions? That's coming to tell me that it's two different times that you do this. One is in the morning and one is in the afternoon. Okay. Tani Reb Chia. Reb Chia taught Piyas Tamim Yud Gimel. Sometimes there's 13 people in the PS, in the lottery, like we said in the Mishnah. Because of the Sheikhet and the Zayrek and the Medashim. Hamim it's Yadalit, sometimes it's 14. See, in the Mishnah before this, we were talking about how many people were involved in the Tamid. Now we're saying more than the Tamid, how many people, that was the actual sacrifice itself. Now then, who else is involved in this, in the lottery that went along with that? So it's 13. On Sukkot, it would be 14 because of the water. Pamim Tesvav, sometimes it's 15. 15 would be on Shabbos because I have the two spoonfuls. Someone's they have to choose how that's going to be given, which kind's going to get that. Pamim Tezayin, and sometimes it's 16. When is it 16? Shabbos, Sukkot. I have the spoonfuls. Plus I have the water. Now don't tell me that it's 17, 18 because of the afternoon, because I didn't have the spoonfuls in the afternoon and I didn't have the water in the afternoon, right? So that's the limit. I have Tanya Yud Zayin, but I have another brayso that says that's 17. Where do you get the 17 from? It says Ayid like Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov elak Rabbi Yehuda. That doesn't fit with Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. That says that I have an extra, that says that I don't have the pious of taking up the limbs, it will fit with the one that says that I need an extra person. That it will fit with. It won't. No, it won't fit with that with Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov that held that I have the machta, because that would have gone with a different pious. It's going to fit with the one that says that I have an extra lottery to take it up from the riamp to the altar. That would be Rabbi Yehuda's opinion as opposed to Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov. Yeah, in this Gemara right here, it gets a little complex with the Girsais. Rashi's Girs is the way we have it. He'd like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, like Rabbi Yehuda. Other Sfarim, other Girsais are different. If you look at the top Tosfos, he'd like Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov, he'd like Rabbi Yehuda. That's a little different. Okay. Let's leave it over here. Let's leave the Sunday 6 o'clock.